Hi, welcome. Today, I am going to explain about the film, JON. Spoilers ahead, watch out fully. Due to his capacity to entice any lady into bed, John, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, a young man, goes by Don John among his pals. In a voiceover narrative, he describes how he masturbates. He looks at pictures of women on the computer as he sits down to get into the mood. After that, he looks for the ideal video clip and waits to touch himself till he does. When he does, he becomes engrossed in it gradually till the climax. John continues by elaborating on his life motto, "I only genuinely care about a small number of things in this world. My frame. My notepad. My vehicle. My household. My place of worship. My lads. My females. My porn," declares John. John observes that while the last one may appear odd to some, he has reasons behind it. We watch John go out to a bar where he meets up with Danny, Jeremy, Luke, and Bobby, Rob Brown, his best mates. They start observing women and assigning a 10-point rating to them. When he sees the one, John rules out a couple of their options. When John glances toward the bar, he sees Scarlett Johansson's Barbara Sugarman, who seems like a dime in his opinion. Danny laughs at his decision, but John won't listen. He approaches her to say hello and moves in for the kill. A montage of John dancing and drinking with Barbara appears. He tries to kiss her and touch her all over, and she allows him to do so in part, but rejects him in other ways. After a while, she gets into a taxi without him, and John is shocked that he didn't succeed with a woman. Returning inside, he sees another stunning woman. The montage starts over, but this time he manages to get the girl home and have a sexual encounter with her. Later in bed, he distances himself from her, switches on the computer in the living room, and watches some explicit content. John eats supper with his folks. Monica is silent and buried in her phone. In addition to being boisterous and aggressive, his father has a football obsession. In the meantime, his mother informs John that her biggest hope is for him to inform her that he has at last found the one. Even while John enjoys porn, there are certain drawbacks, he says. For starters, he becomes disgusted when the camera pans to the male performer's POV just as he is about to end an excellent clip. He cherishes his leisure time and there's simply too much porn available. Additionally, there are instances when he comes across a clip that is so ideal that he questions why he can't discover something similar. Still holding out hope for a relationship with Barbara, John asks around his usual tavern to find out her name. After checking her out on Facebook for John, Bobby advises him that he might need to play the long game with this girl, setting out multiple dates to make the deal. John chooses to pursue it despite his reluctance. John goes to lunch with Barbara. Despite his attempts to claim he got her name, she observes he didn't. He finally acknowledges asking about her. When John asks Barbara why she accepted his date, she replies that she was fascinated but makes it obvious that she won't be satisfied unless he is completely honest with her because she isn't like other girls. She is the most beautiful thing John has ever seen, he tells her honestly. Barbara asks, "You like movies?" John admits to the crowd that he no longer frequently attends movies. In particular, the ones Barbara would want. She likes to see romantic dramas with generic titles like Special Someone, with Channing Tatum and Anne Hathaway in film inside film cameos, but he would prefer to watch a tough action movie. Everyone knows those movies are full of garbage, but people watch them and take them for granted, according to JON. JON clearly lies about like the film, but Barbara adores it. Nevertheless, Barbara gives him a passionate kiss as a result. JON tells his family he is still seeing Barbara at another family meal. Later that night, JON meets Bobby and Danny for pizza, the friends now on better terms. Danny reveals he got a girl's number but didn't get her name as he put her name under the contacts list as Ponytail. Bobby and JON laugh at their friend's misfortune. JON apologizes to Barbara during their meeting for what transpired between them. Barbara informs him that he failed to fulfill one of her requests. According to JON, she really asked for a lot from him, and he was unable to live up to her expectations. He is bid farewell and instructed not to get in touch with Barbara again. According to JON's narration, he is in a better place now that he is dating Esther. Although he had never been one to make eye contact, he now gets thrilled when he looks at her. Because he is still young and she is still in mourning for her deceased family, he enjoys spending time with her and isn't currently looking for more. For the first time in his life, he had a fulfilling relationship with a woman, and now during their sexual encounters, he can lose himself in her and she in him. Comment your favorite sequence in this movie recap with time snaps. Thanks for watching this awesome recap. Subscribe for regular movie updates.